Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. It is time for one of my favorite segments. We are going to look at all of the not top sets for Lego investing and reselling. Most of these I agree with, but a few of them I don't agree with. And of course, at the end, I will give you my top 3 that I do want to invest in. I watched 89 videos across 13 channels on YouTube about Lego investing and reselling over the last couple of months. 821 individual Lego set mentions. Every time the presenters said they were skipping a set, I recorded it on this table and tabulated the total number of mentions against investing and reselling. Of course, all of these sets got enthusiasm score of 0 for each of these mentions, which again means the presenters said they are not investing in the set. So let's get right into it. First set up is this large, expensive Hulkbuster. We've talked about this set a lot, but it's always been in the not top sets video and unfortunately never in any of my other videos. Poor Hulkbuster, but it's $550 for only 4,049 pieces. This is an obvious pass. We all know it, even if it's on a great discount. It got the top spot in the last couple of months with 7 mentions. Second up is the Atari 2600 with 6 mentions against it. You guys know I like this set, but primarily for personal collection. I think it looks great. I love the design. I love the finish on the console and the controller. I like the cartridges, and I do like the little vignettes that represent the different games. A 4.1 on Brickset isn't terrible. 3845 members already own it, so there's a little bit of demand for this set. Just over a 2-year shelf life isn't too bad, but it's $240. That seems so expensive even for 25, 32 pieces. Even though I like it and have said some positive things about it, I've got to go with the data. If we look at Amazon, only 100 bought in the last month, so very low sales velocity, which is a strong indication that there's very low demand. And then here on camel.com, it has jumped a little bit, but if you look at the numbers on the side, it's only $15 over the MSRP. That was early in shelf life. Lately, the third-party sales are tracking pretty closely to the discounts on Amazon. Recently, it's been discounted for $192, it looks like, and it's $237, which is just at the retail price. Unfortunately, this data just doesn't look too good. And then lastly, here in Shane's BrickBucks Ignite program, the supply and demand bot table isn't great. Yeah, it's a bunch of yellow and not red, which is obviously better than a bunch of sets out there, but recent sales rank of 36,000 to 47,000 is pretty high. It's not awful, but it's pretty high. Average daily rank drops is okay, but these numbers are really close to being red on his stoplight chart. And then the only slight glimmer of hope is that when it's been out of stock, it's been going for about $260. So the proof is in the data. It's a must pass for me unless it's on a really, really big discount, like I'm talking 50% or greater. Third on the table with 4 mentions against investing is 75358, the Star Wars Tennu Jedi Temple, a whopping 3.2 on Brickset. That is awful. $40, 124 pieces. Obviously, it's a 4+ set. As you can see here, I do own 3 of them. I picked them up from Walmart during the crazy clearance discounts a few months ago. I got them for $18 each. At the time, I was really excited about it, and now I'm not so thrilled about it. The only redeeming qualities are the minifigures. Even though they're not the most common characters, they do look kind of cool. These capes are pretty nice. The prints on the front look pretty good. Obviously, I like the hairpiece and the headpiece on this one, going with the tan. That looks pretty good. And then this lime colored Yoda is kind of cool. Another set with 4 mentions against it is the Chewbacca. Poor Chewbacca. $200, 2319 pieces. I think he looks pretty cool other than the head. We've talked about that over and over. Only a 1-year, 4-month shelf life. This set is so unpopular, it's possible that we find a 50% off or greater discount. At that price, I would invest. Otherwise, it's a pass. But keep in mind that we got the new smaller R2-D2. That's a $100 set. Pairs well with this Chewbacca. And then we've got the C-3PO coming out soon that I think is a $150 set. Hopefully that scales well with the other 2. And then you'll have a nice lineup of brick-built Chewbacca, R2-D2, and C-3PO that scales relatively well with each other. I actually picked one of these up for personal collection during May the 4th, and I do plan on building it soon. For some reason, there's just something I personally like about this set, and I think it'll be cool to have it on display. Now, a few sets that have 3 mentions against. The first one is the Spider Tank. Really ugly, easy pass. Other than if it goes goes on a really good discount because this Bo-Katan minifigure is going for $22 and then another $11 for Grogu and Din Djarin. So that's between $30 and $35 on the secondary market for the 3 minifigures. So I guess if it got discounted to 50% off, I mean, that's still $25. Geez, I think it needs to be $20 before I'd pick some up. I've heard some people talk about getting this one because of the Bo-Katan minifigure. I'm not seeing it unless there is a crazy good discount. The Mando N1 Starfighter Microfighter, this is an awful set. $16 is nuts. 3.7 on brick set. There's nothing special about it. The build is choppy and ugly. Although the 2 minifigures are perfectly fine, they're not unique, so I don't see anything driving the price up on the secondary market. Even when this one's been on sale for somewhere between $7 and $9, I'm forgetting and mixing up the Microfighters out, but this one could have been as low as $7. I still was passing. Even if I could have made $4 or $5 on it, I just didn't want to deal with this set. Sometimes when I have no personal passion for a set, even if it goes on a great discount and maybe there could be a little bit of money to be made, I'll end up still skipping it because I don't want to buy and have sets that I just don't even want to look at. You know, it's not a personal bias that prevents me from making good decisions. There are other great sets out there to invest in, and sometimes it's like, hey, that one I just don't even want on my radar, and this is one of those times. 76262, the Captain America shield, $200. Yeah, it is 3128 pieces, but still $200. A lot of plates in there. DG called it the plate battle pack. I thought that was pretty good, and a bunch of gaps in there. And then the superstructure on the back is really thick and doesn't allow you to pick it up and hold it like an actual shield. So this is a big skip for me, and I would caution not to fall into the trap of saying, hey, Thor's hammer is doing really well, which has jumped from 100 to 126. I thought this one would be a great investment. And because this one's doing well, say, well, we think Captain America's shield would follow suit. I just don't think so. This does not look like a clean build. Thor's hammer looks super clean, and it comes with a Thor minifigure, and you can pick this thing up and simulate actually holding and carrying around Thor's hammer. And also notice 4483 members on Brickset own Thor's hammer, and only 1107 members own Captain America's shield. With 2 mentions against is 21318, the Ideas Treehouse. This is a fantastic set, one of my favorite all-time builds. It got the price jump from 200 to 250, a 4.5 on Brickset, but it's been out since 2019. It's been on the retirement list twice already, and it has dropped off. It is on the retirement list this year. That's what the R in parentheses in front of the set number and name means. On my table, I'm only talking about sets that are expected to retire at the end of this year, according to Brick Fanatics. So because of that long shelf life, I am going to be passing. But I have heard some people say that everybody that went deep on this set has been burned twice now with it falling off of the retirement list, that all of those must be liquidated by now, that maybe there won't be much on the secondary market. I think that's a possibility. So if there's a really good discount, I know I say that a lot with these not top sets, but yeah, if there was a great discount, then maybe I would get some, but otherwise I think the risk is too high. 40613 Mini Disney Palace of Agrabah. This set has very little buzz, some negativity around it, especially because this is the only mini Disney Castle set that doesn't have a minifigure, but I think it looks fantastic. I really like it. It's only $40 for 506 pieces. As we know, there's a few in the mini Disney Castle series. This was the first, still not expected to retire anytime soon, but it looks really good. I have a few of the Haunted Mansion. I think this one will do decent. And then this new Ariel's Castle is actually pretty awesome. It has the mini doll instead of the minifigure with it. It just seems like because this is basically turning into its own little sub-theme with a few in the series, that they would be collectible. Disney fans are really fanatical, and these are very manageable, not too expensive, and very small, so you can put a bunch of them on your shelves. My gut's telling me that this one will grow in value, maybe a little longer of a hold time, but obviously it's a little bit of a gamble because we don't have any past comparables to look at. Also with 2 mentions is this 100 Years of Disney Animations Icons. I agree, it's an easy pass, even though it's a cool set. I would like to have one in my personal collection. The Little Mermaid Royal Clamshell set 43225, super busy set. I agree, it's an easy pass for me. 75308 R2D2. This is the big one that came out in 2021 and is retiring at the end of this year. Super bulky and therefore super ugly. Lego knew how bad this set was, so they came out with a smaller $100 version earlier this year that looks a lot sleeker. And finally, I've said this before, but finally, Lego has released an R2D2 that I really actually like. This is the first one. I want it. And obviously the Darth Malak minifigure is pretty sweet to go with it, which is exclusive to this set. Pirate Stumpfighter with 2 mentions against, 3.7 on Brickset, pretty low. It's ugly, $35 for only 285 pieces and 2 not very special minifigures. Totally agree, it's a pass. Oh no, the Star Wars mechs made it to this not top sets table. This one has 2 two mentions against. Of course, it's the Stormtrooper mech. Only a 3.5. I get it. $16 is expensive. They've been on sale a lot. These mechs just continue to grow on me, especially when they came out with Luke's mech that has the X-Wing backpack. That one looks super cool. I do want to invest in these, but I'm waiting for them to be $8, $9, or $10. Here's the main reason I like the Stormtrooper mech and the other mechs. Very similar chart, but as we can see on Amazon, the sales rank is below 1,000 more often than not, which means this set is flying off of the shelves. A decent average daily drops, and it's popped over the retail price when it's gone out of stock. But again, it's the very, very low sales rank indicating super high demand that I like. 76232, the Hoopty. I will do Lego and you all a favor and just move on because I have beat this setup over and over and over in previous videos. It's a clear joke at $90 for 420 pieces. So moving on. 76241, the Hulk mech armor. Also two mentions against. I totally agree. I have superhero mech fatigue. However, DG did point out to me the other day that this one and only this one is actually looking pretty good here on Camel 3X. It's a $15 set, but it's been as low as about $10. But third-party sales have popped to over $20 and recently $18.51. I still don't think I'm going to pick any up, but I find that to be pretty interesting. Hulk is really popular, and Hulk is a big dude anyways, and he hulks into a super big dude. Therefore, I can see this mech being popular because this kind of looks like Hulk when he's all hulked up. Hogwarts Astronomy Tower, nice set, but it's been out since 2020, so it's an easy pass. This Ideas BTS Dynamite, $100, 749 pieces. Yes, 7 unique minifigures. Definitely a pass to that price. I got a bunch at $30 during Walmart clearance. Other people have been posting about getting these at a huge discount. I think at those discounts, it's worth picking it up. Obviously, the buzz has died off. Here in the US, I don't anticipate high buzz around this set anyways because not too many people are familiar with the band. But I do want to point out that the buzz is a little bit low right now because back in 2022, they announced a pause because band members had to serve their 18 months of mandatory South Korean military service. They're planning to get back together in 2025 and start making music again. Next year, this set could see a rise in demand and popularity. And here on our table, that was the first set with only one mention against. Next one with one mention against is this Ideas Tales of the Space Age. I actually don't hate this one at all. I think there's a slight chance on the secondary market for a couple of reasons. It's a 4.4 on brick set, a decent price at $50 for the 688 pieces, and most importantly, because you can hang this on the wall. People who like Lego run out of space very quickly, and being able to put some nice Lego art pieces on the wall can be a huge selling point. This set has been on sale for $40. I'm still not picking it up at that price. I'm waiting to see if it goes down to $25 or $30, and then I would want to get a few for investing. And continuing down our list, we have Super Robot and Vintage Motorcycle. I'm not going to hit every single set on this list. The ones that I think we all agree are obvious passes, I'm just going to move on from. So the next one we're going to talk about is The Amazing Spider-Man 31209. This is this licensed art set. Huge pass for me. Only 743 brick set members own it. I saw it hanging in the Lego store. The head sticks out really far. I just can't unsee that. And then the shoulder that's all smooth and rounded. I can't unsee that either. And then even the hips and legs and this elbow, it just doesn't look like a human or Spider-Man body to me. The arms are pretty good. I do like the background with all the webbing and then the different colored green pieces. But for $200, I really don't see any potential runway with this one. The 3 Harry Potter 2-pack brickheads. As you know, I like most brickheads. I'm passing on these. There just doesn't seem to be anything particularly special with them. Yeah, they're very identifiably Harry Potter. It seems like Lego Harry Potter in general has been overdone recently. Overall demand for Harry Potter Lego sets is way down right now. So passing on this one, passing on Malfoy and Cedric Diggory. And then this one actually could be of slight interest, Shacklebolt and Tonks, but I still think I'm passing on this one too. This Disney Villains brickheads, Cruella and Maleficent. They're actually pretty cool characters in brickheads form. Some of the more obscure brickheads Disney characters have actually gone on to do pretty well. I don't hate this one, but I'd be waiting for a really good discount. And similar story with Moana and Merida. I do like Cruella and Maleficent better between the two of them, but these are really cool brickheads figures. I love the hair on both of them. A lot of personality with these. 40640 Lego Nutcracker. It is a Lego exclusive. That's what the Lego in parentheses after the set name means. You can see all that on a bunch of these sets as you've been following along on the table. But with this set, like always, Lego really struggles in the face area, and this one just doesn't work for me. And also, it looks like this Nutcracker just got handcuffed. Definitely a skip for me. And same thing with these postcards. I'm going to pass on these two. I know the first one doubled in price. I think that was Paris. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So there is some history there, but it's a 3.6 on brick set. I don't love the builds. I think the novelty will wear off pretty quickly. So maybe I'm missing out on a good opportunity, but I don't feel like taking on the risk. And then here's the Beijing postcard that looks even more bland. So I'm going to skip this one too. 40657, the Dream Village. This is the only Lego exclusive Dream set. $30 for 434 pieces. And remember, you can build this multiple ways. So here on the back of the box, you start out with building the three separate. You can have the set be like that, or you can combine them into one larger building. I think it's really cool, actually. Short shelf life since it just came out in August of 2023. Sounds like they're making a couple more seasons. I know the first season of Dreams was not very popular. Maybe they'll improve on that. So again, this is one that I am looking at mostly because here on eBay, it is already selling for over the retail price shipped. But when I did my power rankings video a couple of months ago, these prices were $45 or so here on eBay. So it's cooled off by about $5 or $10 in the last couple of months. That does make me worry a little bit. So maybe I'll be waiting for a really good gift with purchase stacked with double insider points, and maybe it'll even go on discount before it falls off the shelves. Next up is this 6-pack Star Wars Brickheads, the Phantom Menace. It came out in May of 24 and expected to retire at the end of this year. That's a 9-month shelf life. I know many of us are doubting if it will actually happen, but last year's Star Wars multi-pack Battle of Endor Heroes came out in April and retired after a 10-month shelf life. This new one is a definite buy for me because last year's is already up a little bit from 40 to 43 here on Brickset. And remember, these went on sale for $24 for a couple of months at lego.com. And so if we got them at that price and we're already up at 43 after shipping and fees, that's a pretty good return on investment in 6 months. Obviously, we all hope this one will go on a huge discount right before the end of this year also. If it does, I think it's going to be a great investment. Again, I'm skipping an occasional set that is an obvious pass in my opinion. Follow along on the table. Next up is 42138. This Technic Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Another one of these $50 Technic sports cars and race cars. I love them all. Not for investing, but occasionally they will go for 50% off. So I did get the Jeep, the Formula E, and I think it was that Sienna, the blue one, for $25 last year. And I'm happy with those pickups. So I am going to keep an eye on this, but it would only be on a whim if I just happen to catch it on a huge discount. 43210, Moana's Wayfinding Boat. Gotta mention against investing, I agree, I'll be skipping that set. Princess Enchanted Journey. If I had daughters, I would definitely get this set for them. It looks like there's so much to do. Lots of great playability, but I have 2 sons and I am going to be skipping this one for investing. Same story with this Disney Princess Creative Castles. You can build and rebuild, kind of cool, but obviously a good one to skip for investing. Asha in the City of Roses from Wish. All of these Wish sets have gone on a huge discount. So yes, definitely a pass. King Magnifico's Castle, also from Wish, same story. 43232, Peter Pan and Wendy's Flight Over London. This is basically another Disney mini castle. It will certainly fit with the lineup, and this one comes with 3 minifigures, which is kind of cool, but the price jumps from $40 to $60, so it seems like a terrible value. I definitely like to get it if I could, but same story though, absolutely waiting for a really good discount, or I'm just not going to be getting this one in my investing inventory. This new city set that apparently is retiring at the end of this year, that absolutely could change. It's just a $10 set, but the little red panda is kind of cool. Likely a pass. Same thing with the Jungle Explorer waterplane. $23 actually seems pretty expensive. Another Dreams, Izzy's Narwhal hot air balloon. It's adorable. The minifigures are cool. Hey, tons of the Dreams have been 60 to 80% off at Walmart a few months ago. Again, when they were doing their blowout clearance sales. Maybe this one will get there someday. If I could get this for $6 or $7, sure, why not? Luke Skywalker's Land Speeder, the UCS. I don't hate it as much as everybody else does. I actually think the color looks pretty good because on Tatooine it's really dusty, and so this is what it should look like. It's not going to be a nice bright color with all that dust out there. Surprising it's a 4.2 on Brickset for how much hate it's got, but $240 is nuts. I'm only getting it if it's like 125 to 140. That'll probably never happen, but somewhere in the back of my mind I keep just thinking and feeling that because this is the first UCS land speeder, and if you go back and look at the first of any Star Wars UCS ship, they've done well, and this one, I mean, it's not going to do great, but it might do a little something, just because after we all get over the negativity around this set, people are going to say, hey, look, I want all of the original UCS ships ships or all of the UCS ships. But I'm still sitting on the sideline unless something crazy good happens with the price. A couple of the dioramas. You guys know I like the dioramas a lot. They've obviously died almost completely when it comes to the buzz. The prices are totally ridiculous. But last year, the 3 that retired, we had an opportunity to get for 40 or more % off. Again, I don't remember exactly, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm looking for the same on this one. The builds are great. The minifigures are great. If this thing was available for 60 bucks, I'd pick a few up. And then same story with this Endor Speeder Chase diorama. I have it behind me, as you know, and I think it's super cool. It's a great build, but again, $80 is just crazy expensive, so I'm waiting for a discount if it comes. Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. This is absolutely boring. The minifigures aren't anything special. This is basically a remake of the same set from 5 years ago. That one jumped from, I think, $25 to $35. This one starts out at the $35 price point for 253 pieces. Even at 50% off, I'm not interested. Yavin 4 Rebel Base. We've beat up on this one a lot in the past. It's a sales set. It only has a 3.7. Yes, it has 12 minifigures and 7 of them unique to the set, but I'm not getting sucked in unless the price is fantastic. And now the other 2 mechs, the Darth Vader mech, which is my least favorite of the 3, and then the Boba Fett mech, which is my most favorite of the 3. I think this one will do quite well. Stormtrooper will do pretty well because people might want an army build with a Stormtrooper. And then Darth Vader is just a travesty. What a downgrade for Darth Vader. He's already got all the power in the world, and then we put a mech in him. He's going to throw that off of him, kind of like when I put my arm around my son in public and he throws my arm off of him. But it is Darth Vader, and so even that one I think will grow a little bit in the secondary market. I Am Groot. When this one came out, kind of a cool set and maybe a little bit of opportunity there. And then Lego decided to Groot the heck out of everything, and now it is way overplayed and we're all tired of Groot, so this is a pass. Star-Lord's helmet, don't get sucked in because it is a Target exclusive. It's open on the top. They even show it as like a pencil holder or something like that. That picture might not be here on Brickset, but I know I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. The face actually looks decent, but I still don't like it because there's barely any demand for it. Batcave Shadow Box, super cool set, but it's 400 bucks. I just don't see anybody paying $700 or $800 for it. I will say because of how unique it is and how much detail there is on the inside and how you can open it up, everything, I bet you in 10 to 20 years, this one will be going for a pretty good price. Even though most superhero sets are not good investments, especially the Marvel sets, Batman is obviously super iconic, popular from generation to generation, and I don't see Lego making anything like this anytime soon. And so again, 10 to 20 years, this could be worth some pretty good money. Remember, it's a 4.4 on Brickset, but obviously my strategy and many of y'all's strategy is to not hold for longer than a couple of years. So 10 to 20 years is absolutely out of the question. A few Brick Built action figures. This one is Ant-Man. I skip all of these because Lego has built a bunch of these and basically none of them have done well in retirement. Here's the Wolverine. Wolverine is super cool, but the face again just doesn't work out for me, even though that's a print this time. And then Captain America. This 4+ Batcave with Batman, Batgirl, and Joker. Good minifigures, great prints, but still a pass. Hogwarts Dumbledore's Office. It's a pretty nice set, but it's expensive at $80, and it just seems run-of-the-mill with the tan and the sand green spires. So many Harry Potter sets have looked like this recently that it's forgettable. Hogwarts Express Collector's Edition, $500. Yeah, it's cool, but there's so many mistakes with this set. First of all, it doesn't fit on normal Lego gauge tracks, so it's only a display piece. Yes, a ton of minifigures, but I don't see anybody paying over $500 or $600 for this anytime. Hogwarts Room of Requirement, similar story as Dumbledore's Office. And then I'm gonna skip all of the Avatar sets. They've been hitting on the not top sets table frequently. Basically, I'm not hearing of anybody investing in these, except maybe the Tree of Souls, just because that build and tree is really unique. But do keep an eye out. I found a bunch of them at 70 and 80% off at Walmart a few months ago. And again, at that price, I think there will be some opportunity for growth. And then the last one to look at is 76338 Hogsmeade's Village Visit here on the screen. It's definitely a nice build, a nice set, something a little different in the Harry Potter universe, not the typical tan and sand green Harry Potter buildings. So I like it. We have it. My son built it. Over 13,000 members own it. So definitely a lot of demand, but it's been out for 3 years, is retiring at the end of this July. So coming up sooner than later. 90 bucks for 851 pieces does seem pretty expensive, but it does have the Golden Ron minifigure. So keep an eye out if this one goes on a pretty good discount, but I'm probably passing. All right, that's a table. As you heard, I agree with most of them, but I will give you the 3 that I don't fully agree with, and 1 or 2 of them I actually do plan on investing. But in third place is this Palace of Agrabah. I'm not going out and picking a bunch up. I'm waiting to see what kind of discount. I mean, heck, this one could go for 40% off before the end of the year. And if it's 25 bucks, then yeah, I would pick some up. But this is my third place set that I do want to keep an eye on. My second place set, of course, is one of the Star Wars mechs. In fact, it is Boba Fett and the Stormtrooper. They just keep growing on me, and even the Darth Vader mech. I do think they have a shot. I mean, heck, it's a new Star Wars sub-theme. There's 4 of them already. Hopefully Lego comes out with more. I'd love to see like 8 of them. If there's only 4, they might just come and go and be forgettable. But if they can do these for a couple, 3 more years, then I think the buzz would keep building and building. People would want to go back to the original. If we look back at the data, most new Star Wars sub-themes have done well, especially the original sets. Take the helmets, for example. I'm generally excited about them when the price gets to be 30 or so % off. And then my number one, easy one, Phantom Menace. We talked about it. Battle of Endor Heroes is doing well. If this one follows the same path in terms of discounts and retire at the end of this year, then I think this one will also do well. Obviously, that Queen Amidala brickhead is phenomenal. I really like young Annie. I know a lot of people don't, but the goggles for the pod race just look perfect to me. And then the rest of the helmet with the dishes in the ear section, so good. Jar Jar is great in brickhead's form. Captain Panaka looks pretty good. Probably the least interesting of the 6 in this set, but very recognizably Captain Panaka, so I like that one. Of course, Darth Maul. I wish he looked a little more menacing and had a few more spikes around his head, but very recognizable, so I like him. So that's a list. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks a lot for watching this one. That's a wrap, and I will catch you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.